will die to beat you. Know that.
All right. Be prepared to do that.
When the egos of the fight game come face to face, it's hard to take your eyes off the screen.
Tell us your side of the story. Why did that happen yesterday at the hotel?
Mental warfare at its highest degree.
All right, man, I'm done talking to you.
You can't be done talking to me. You're right here facing me, dummy.
When the dust is settled, one man is victorious and the other destroyed. But what happens when we don't see that foregoing conclusion?
I'm here! You said you were gonna f*** out? I'm here now! Huh? Did you say you wanna f*** out, yeah?
You want to fight me?
No, I said, do you said English?
I want to fight you. You want to fight me?
Paulo Costa and Khamzat Chimaev.
I've been in this game my whole life. I've never seen anything like him.
You see Chimaev lift him. He carries him over to the boss.
Yeah, he was yelling crazy shit at me the whole fight. Basically just saying, you know, I'm gonna fight everybody. I'll fight Brock Lesnar. I don't care who it is.
Everybody, I come here for everybody. Kill everybody.
I see how much you want it, that's how much I want that. And that's the difference. Yeah.
What happens when a young and hungry lion is faced with a strong, confident and tested challenger?
A racer, dude. That guy's scary. Even post USADA scary.
Hold up.
This is a middleweight. This is a big middleweight.
Costa's not an easy guy to take down. Not at all.
A man known for bringing the war each and every time he fights.
Oh! He clips him! He's hurt.
I was working out with Paulo. We were going over some technique, just sitting there chilling, and out of nowhere, Khamzat runs over and starts talking shit to Paulo.
It seemed Khamzat was not happy with some of Costa's tweets.
I say, look, bro, I talk bad shit about you, but I have just one thing to say to you. I want to fight you.
You said you were gonna fight now? I'm here now.
That same week, Khamzat missed his weight by 8 pounds for his fight with Nate Diaz.
Life, kid. You're not about it, kid.
He ragdolls and finishes his replacement opponent Kevin Holland in the first round as expected, but Khamzat's run-in with Costa still remained the biggest fight story that week, and it was only a matter of time.
Khamzat Chimaev returns, and he will be facing Paulo Costa.
Fresh off the announcement of your fight with Paulo Costa.
Make that guy cry, no indication.
But if you know anything about Paulo Costa, you wouldn't have been surprised when he pulled out 10 days before UFC 294. Khamzat instead faces Kamaru Usman and beats him by majority decision. And here we are a year later, both fighters and their fan favourite rivalry plagued by inactivity. But after Khamzat's recent performance at UFC 308, submitting Robert Whittaker with a nasty neck crank in the first round and breaking his jaw, Khamzat has established himself among the top middleweights in the world, likely next in line for a title shot, but also in a position where if he wants to fight down in the rankings, a fight with Paulo Costa is very enticing, a grudge match that never got its rightful conclusion.
He knight's whip. I stole his cap.
Oh, now he's never getting that half back now.
I stole his main event fight.
Yeah.
You know?
You think
I
you're the reason?
Everything. Chimaev, you need to do something, motherfucker. You are disturbed. So crazy.
I said that I'm the king here. I was there a long time.
Maybe one day fight again, make minus match that guy easy first round.
You know you don't want no smoke. Huh? You know you don't want no smoke.
John Jones and Francis Ngannou.
Francis Ngannou was one of the best arguments for carrying a gun on the face of the planet. If you run into that dude in an alleyway, you're going to die.
Francis came from humble beginnings, spending much of his childhood working in the sand mines of Cameroon, until he decided to seek a better life and ventured to Europe, where he found himself homeless on the streets of Paris, before taking up MMA and becoming the UFC heavyweight champion.
Francis Ngannou has the world record for the most powerful punch. His punch is the equivalent to 96 horsepower, which is equal to getting hit by a Ford Escort going as fast as it can.
Rosen strike is out!
See, that's what we're talking about. You can't make any mistakes. You can't be there when the punches land. He's too powerful.
You know what's crazy? I think John still beats him.
John Jones is undefeated, never lost, and he went through Murderer's Row. Then he goes out for 3 years, comes back, and beats Cyril Gane. Like that, easily.
The consensus greatest of all time and a real-life supervillain.
There is nothing you can do to stop me from coming at you round after round with the most malicious techniques I know.
And only a contract stood between the two.
Tell your daddy to release you, so you can come back.
Of course, Francis never truly lost his title or rep as the heavyweight king, and after Francis' recent performance in PFL, the fight is once again
there's
being
any chance
discussed.
this happens in 2025?
I know there's a chance. That fight also interested Tuki. No many teams resisted him. I will be watching him on November 16th.
And with Jones fighting Stipe in just a few weeks, despite some obvious criticism from the fan base, we may finally get to see the super fight 4 years in the making. Perhaps the least confrontational of the rivalries on the list. But then again, there isn't much to prove when you're the two most dangerous men.
There's a lot of ways
on the planet.
things can play out. If he doesn't knock you out and break your face, you're smart, you're fast, you have a chin, you have great head movement. You know, you can wrestle. If I don't get knocked out, I believe I win that fight. I just gotta get through round 1, and I win that fight.
He's obsessed with me, lad. It's heavy. He hasn't stopped tweeting about me all week, lad. He needs to sort his life out.
Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria.
Paddy's one of those guys everybody talks shit about, and everybody wants to fight him, and everybody wants to call him out, and he keeps winning.
From the moment he made his UFC debut and got on the mic,
I'm a scouser. We don't get knocked out.
Paddy Pimblett was a hit in the UFC and a superstar in the UK.
That's Paddy UFC fighter, Paddy.
But his big mouth on Twitter would land him in the crosshairs of the wrong man.
Ilia Topuria, whatever, he's dangerous. Everything is so sharp. His technique is flawless. He's dangerous with submissions. He's dangerous with kicking. His boxing is so dangerous. He fought this dude Jai Herbert, and he went up to 155 for that fight and sent him into the dark lands, blasted him against the... I mean, literally slept him. He's an animal, dude.
Can you tell us your side of the story? Why did that happen yesterday at the hotel?
It comes from a long time ago. He was arguing with one of my closest friends in Twitter, and he posted like, now I understand why Russia destroyed Georgia, because you are dumps. In 2008, I was living in Georgia when that war happened, you know? And it was a very difficult time for me, for my family, for all my friends, for my country. You know, a lot of innocent people, kids were dying joking about that. It makes my blood boil, so.
Just by chance, the two would see each other at the UFC hotel during fight week.
My brother was separating me. Can you imagine if everyone go against him? He was alone. We will kill him.
He wanted to come at me and try and act hard, and he got put in his place, lad. I was stood there on my own, and there was about 6 of them, and he done nothing. He's just got a little bit of small man syndrome, lad. You know what I mean? He's only 5'7", isn't he? So who even is he? Seriously, who is Mr. Hand Sanitizer? Like, he's a no one. His name's Hand Sanitizer because it got bounced off his head.
So yeah, Paddy's dismissal of Topuria didn't exactly age well, considering Topuria became a champion in the 2 years since the incident. But Paddy has also been doing his thing in the UFC, albeit not without its controversy.
You don't think it was a close fight at all? Not at all?
And he's finally started facing higher level opposition.
Well, I've got a ranking next to me name now, haven't I? So suck this.
But even then, and with his size advantage over Topuria, there still appear to be levels apart.
As a fighter, he sucks. I know that I'm gonna put him to sleep in the first round without any doubt. Everyone knows that.
But with Topuria having made it clear that he wants a money fight.
You did mention Conor McGregor in your post-fight speech, and it seems like that's the fight you want.
And the chances of him getting Conor pretty much being zero. A fight with one of the UFC's biggest superstars and Paddy Pimblett at some point down the line might be the closest he ever gets. And one thing's for certain, with a beef as personal and violent as this one, these guys really want to hurt each other.
Come on, do something then. Do something, stand up. What'll you do? You fucking Spanish sausage.
You fucking pussy.
Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira. Perhaps an oddball on this list, considering these two have fought a total of 4 times already. And of course their last outing, Adesanya put the lights out on Poatan. But then again, considering Pereira has 3 wins against Adesanya, it makes you wonder if the last stylebender could come back for one final showdown.
High level as a kickboxer. Probably the very best in the sport at setting traps.
I'm not trying to hit him where he is. I'm trying to hit him where he's gonna be.
Then one man came to take it all.
2 years
years ago, Alex Pereira wasn't even in the UFC. Now he's without a doubt, unquestionably, one of the biggest stars in the sport.
Once a young, alcoholic teenager from the poor favelas of Sao Paulo, who found solace in the sport of kickboxing and terrorised Glory for years, inevitably running into the last stylebender, beating him in a close decision the first time and a brutal knockout in the second fight that saw Adesanya change sports and become a dominant champion
He
in
watches
the
all my
UFC.
fights, and every time I fight, he'll try and put something out like, I beat this guy. But I've never ever watched any of his fights, ever. So, and he's gonna be that guy when I'm world champion, when I'm a legend. He's gonna be at some pub, talking some shit about, I beat that guy one time.
Pereira took it personal and came to take Adesanya's legacy, taking his middleweight title and finishing him in the final round at Madison Square Garden. But we all know what happened in the fourth fight. Adesanya finally got his revenge, playing possum in the second round and hitting Pereira with a beautifully timed right hand that put him to sleep, and for Adesanya closing the rivalry for
Keep
good.
score. I settled him, and tonight the score is settled.
But since then, Adesanya is no longer the champion at middleweight, and Pereira has captured the UFC light heavyweight gold and has begun to put together one of the most historic title runs we've seen in recent memory. And Adesanya is aware of people's excitement to see the
My
fight.
brother said, like, you know you're the only one that can actually stand with that guy.
Yet Pereira has shown the most interest, offering Adesanya an open invitation to drink
He's
the key.
someone who somehow encouraged me when I was in a bar drinking. And he said in a video that I was going to stay in a bar, but he rescued me. And I too, the way he rescued me, I want to rescue this guy. He can come now and we'll fight for the belt. I know it's a bit strange, the champion calling, but there's still a story to settle.
For me, getting ready to fight him, you just know you're going to be in for a war. You know it's not going to be an easy fight. Same for him. He knows when he has to fight me, it's like, it's not an easy fight. That's why I hate when people say, oh, is he scared? He's scared. It's like, bro, I ain't scared of shit.
Maybe it's the nature of how their last fight ended, the fact that Izzy made Pereira's son cry, or even just Pereira's competitive spirit. But either way, he wants Adesanya bad.
Hey Adesanya, come through daddy.
I just want to say I appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch this video till its end. And whilst you're here, why don't you guys let me know in the comments who you think would win these matchups, and maybe if I've missed any rivalries. I only really covered like modern day UFC rivalries, so maybe if you guys have any more from back in the day or something like that, I don't know.